We only have 30 seconds to start.
Screw this.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of LTCC Radio. I'm Gregory Richarski here with Max Stolf and Amber Smith. On today's show, we will be bringing you the latest on Tuesday's Metro North crash, a recap of the Super Bowl.
All right.
We're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Just tap to me. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of LTCC Radio. I'm Gregory Richarski here with Max Stolf and Amber Smith. On today's show, we will be bringing you the latest on Tuesday's Metro North crash, a recap of the Super Bowl, and much more. So little time, so much news.
A Metro North train accident on Tuesday night in New York's Westchester County left 6 dead and 12 injured. The commuter train hit an SUV that was stuck on the tracks. Upon impact, the vehicle burst into flames and the electrified third trail of the train pierced the train itself. Passenger Jamie Wallace described the chaos after the collision.
There was the beginning of some people running and almost, barreling into a stampede. When the flames in the front car started to appear, I was able to get the attention of one of the people who was sort of in the lead and remind them we had to stay calm, and that was the only way that we were going to be all right.
The accident occurred in Valhalla, and service on the Metro North Harlem line was suspended between Pleasantville and North White Plains, but is now back in service.
During January, 102 people from 14 states were reported to have contracted measles. Most of these cases have been linked to an outbreak at Disneyland in Anaheim, California. The majority of people who got measles were unvaccinated, and California Senator Ben Allen spoke on Wednesday in Sacramento about non-vaccination rates.
We have rates in certain districts that are upwards of 15% of non-vaccination. This far exceeds the levels determined by the Centers for Disease Control necessary to protect public health, leaving so many of our children exposed to dangerous communicable diseases such as measles, whooping cough, and polio.
Republicans in Congress are voting next week to repeal the Affordable Care Act, known better as Obamacare. This is the 56th time the GOP has attempted to repeal the president's signature domestic legislation since its enactment in 2010. The president has already threatened veto should repeal make it to his desk. In the same account, Obamacare is heading back to the Supreme Court later this year. A new challenge concerns the constitutionality of the one-stop-shop marketplaces introduced by the law. The state-run markets allow uninsured customers to shop for the best plans for their needs. The plaintiffs of this case argue that certain subsidies offered to customers who use these marketplaces exceed the authority granted by Congress. As they stand, the subsidies in question have aided some 6 million Americans being able to afford health insurance. Those 6 million will hang in the balance of this decision. The Supreme Court will begin hearings this spring.
Well, the 2016 presidential elections are ramping up as a growing list of potential candidates begin to strategize. On the Republican side, former Fox News contributor Mike Huckabee has all but confirmed he's running. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush is also a likely contender, as well as New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Other GOP hopefuls include Sarah Palin, Scott Walker, Rick Santorum, and Lindsey Graham. From the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton would shock no one should she announce to run, and Vice President Joe Biden has also expressed some interest on a number of occasions. Speaking to NBC's Matt Lauer last month, Biden said this.
To be blunt with you, I think I could do a good job, but that's not my focus now. My focus now is keeping this recovery moving, and I have plenty of time to make that decision.
Coming up, a ghost-busting look at last week's Super Bowl.
I couldn't remember if we were on break or not. I was like, crap.
Yep. So maybe since we're 3 seconds over, maybe try speaking this part just a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Not like
Super.
3 seconds quicker, but like,
Yeah.
49 took place this past Sunday with the New England Patriots defeating the Seattle Seahawks 28-24. For a recap, here's Gregory Wacharski.
Through and through, with the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks matching each other seemingly point for point. After being tied at 14 at halftime, Seattle roared forward in the third quarter by 10 points, and were answered with 2 Patriots touchdowns in the fourth. The Seahawks did get the ball to second and goal with 1 minute left, but quarterback Russell Wilson elected to pass rather than run, setting up the defining moment of this year's Super Bowl.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
That was courtesy of the NFL. The Pats and quarterback Tom Brady each won their 4th Super Bowl title, and Brady tied Joe Montana for the most Super Bowl MVP awards with his 3rd. To put this win in some perspective, New England sports fans are no strangers to heartbreaks at the last minute. From the helmet catch to the ball through Buckner's legs, they have seen many championships slip away at the last second, so it's nice to see the Patriots be the beneficiaries of such a play. For sports, this is Greg Wacharski.
Could Derek Jeter have gone from a Bronx Bomber to a Buffalo Bill? That's the story coming out of the Buffalo News, which has reported that while the longtime captain of the Yankees was finishing his career, he was exploring the possibility of buying the NFL franchise when they were up for sale. Given the price tag of $1.4 billion that the Bills eventually went for, he would have likely been a shareholder in a larger group. Jeter has made it no secret that he wants to own a pro sports franchise and touched off rumors of purchasing the Miami Marlins after the club gave him a stadium tour in December.
The highly anticipated remake of Ghostbusters is causing some controversy. Director Paul Feig has decided to reboot the 1984 classic with an all-female cast. Feig has employed funny girls Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, who last worked with him on their 2011 hit Bridesmaids. Saturday Night Live's Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones will be starring alongside Wiig and McCarthy. Many believe this combination of powerhouse women to be a dream come true. However, original Ghostbuster Ernie Hudson doesn't seem to agree. Guardian reported him saying, "I love the idea of including women. I think that's great. But all female, I think would be a bad idea. I don't think the fans want to see that." The film is set to release in July of 2016.
That's all we have for today, folks. Thanks for joining us.